Hey, what's up, everyone? We're gonna go over our three trades for today. We went two green and one red. So we'll start with the first trade. I took my first trade on SHFS. So SHFS comes up on the scanner. I believe it's a cannabis company, if I'm not mistaken, or not cannabis. Let's see. I saw something about cannabis for the headline. First fully managed cannabis banking program for financial institutions. So, okay, no, they're finance banking. My bad, my bad. I saw that in the headline, and I was like, okay, I'm not sure if we'll get enough, momentum on this, but we'll see. So, I see it goes up on the scanner, pulls back, and as it's coming up, I take my initial position at 433. So I get filled in right around there, okay, and then I wait. So I'm in 433, 200 shares starting position. Then I wait a couple seconds and I sell on this pop on the high of this candle right there for an average of 463. So really that put me in 30 cents per share. I was up $60 on the day, right exactly on my daily goal. So that I was pretty stoked about. Then the next stock came around. So we have NUAI. So NUAI. Now this one, when I first saw it appear on the headline, I was like, okay, it's a penny stock, 11 million flow, and I believe I checked the 200 EMA on this, so I realized there was no, 200 moving average, and it's just recently came out in December of last year. Let me see. Yeah, it came out December of last year, and I was looking at this. I was like, okay, could this be a trade? I believe it. When I saw it open up around 58 or 52. Let me double check here. But I was looking at it. I was like, okay, the news headline for this was related to data centers. So AI data centers, I feel that they have been commonly talked about in other stocks, like Nebius is another one, CoreWeave, AI data center stocks. So I was like, okay, this could gain some attraction, and I was taking this trade out of anticipation. It really wasn't the best trade, it went up. There was some sort of volume here, and let's see, I took my first trade at 505. So right after SHFS, I took my trade right around here. I took it around 505, almost 506, pretty much, right around here. Yep. And I was anticipating a breakout. Let's see, 501. Yeah, right here. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at it back and forth. So right around 505 on the dot, right around here. So I took this trade out of anticipation, and really, I don't think that was the best trade to take. It didn't move. It had, this initial spike was good, but instantly rejected. I was hoping to fill, let's see, when I was checking the daily chart, I noticed that right here, if we could break, 68, if this could jump from the news, if this could, make a really good news up, or good move up to 68 cents, maybe we could see some more volatility and higher price action up to 70, 89. But that wasn't the case, and I just sold out early because I saw it on SSKN. Yeah, I saw SSKN on the scanner, and I was like, okay, I need to get out of this position quickly. So I lost about $27 on that. My entry was 58 cents. So right here, high of this candle, 58 cents, and I sold right at 55 cents. So I sold just under VWAP, and it began to flush a little bit further. So I saved myself. I was like, okay, this wasn't the best trade. I was just, I saw the headline, and I was like, maybe this could be something good, but no. That's just proof of concept that you really need to wait until the patterns show and be patient. So I was not patient on that, but on SSKN, I was quick to jump in. This one, I also executed 200 share position. Now SSKN, this went up. Let's see. I saw this, and there was a whole paragraph, and I'm like, okay, I'm not reading that. All I saw was healthcare, and I was like, okay, it's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. The news headline was just, I didn't have time to read that. It moved up very, very quickly. At the time, I was trying to take a trade. So my first entry at 200 shares was 608, so 506. So 506, I took a trade right here at 332. So I got in at the high of this candle, and sometimes ideally want to get in. I really wish there was an option to change, just have one color turn green and the other turn red. It's annoying to change, but I'm just gonna keep this one color. Who am I to complain? So yeah, I took my first trade there. I really want to get in here, but it's hard sometimes. You know, you can't really anticipate the bottom. You'll never get in at the very, very bottom, and I have to be okay with that. But I got in 200 shares at the top of this candle with an average of 332, and then I sold as soon as this popped up to 361. So I took my profits right around here in the middle of that candle for a gain of $56. So not bad. So I did get back a little bit of half in the beginning, you know, middle of the day. But we'll move on to this trader, this screen over here. You can see my average fills. Yeah, we were up 60, gave back 27. I was like, okay, I don't like that. It's not good. And then we came back with 56. So hey, this was really good. I like my trade on SHFS. Perfect, exactly the way I wanted to start with my, you know, starter position and getting my daily goal. So ideally, I was doing the math and I'm like, okay, so if I continue with this daily goal, let me pull up the calculator, because I was looking at this earlier, and realistically, there are gonna be 20 trading days. I didn't, you know, average. So this should be 20 trading days, 4 weeks, 5, you know, weekdays that you can trade. Not every day will be, you know, the exception where you get to trade like yesterday, Labor Day. But I did the math, so I'm like, okay, if I average $60 now, since it's my new goal, and by 20 days, theory, I should get $1,200. However, you know, there are going to be days where I don't get that, or I get more than I anticipate. Like last month, for example, it was my daily goal was supposed to be $50, and that should have yielded me $1,000. But I was able to attain about $2,800 extra in profit, or $280 extra in profit over that. So that's really good. So that is showing that, you know, even though I have this daily goal, I can still go above that daily goal and continue with pushing that average. So if I get to a point where I get to $100, that's my daily goal, you know, my first hit, you know, 300 shares, that can maybe 300, 400 shares, maybe starting position grants me $100 off 20 cents. Who knows? I probably did the math bad on that one. 500 shares, yeah, 500 share position on 20-cent move would grant me $100 gain. If I do that over a course of 20 trading days, theory, that should yield me $2,000 per month. So this is really getting me excited, because I am, you know, starting to see, okay, the further I keep pushing my daily goals, it's going to just benefit me further. And I don't know, doing all those numbers is pretty exciting. I can't let that get to my head, but I thought it was pretty cool to kind of just put that, you know, to into that aspect. So hey, maybe I get to a point where I get $250 a day, and that's going to be my average times 20. You know, I should be getting $5K per month, and that to me is just pretty exciting. So we're getting there. We're at $60 right now, and today I made 88. So the more I increase that daily goal, the higher it'll be, and the easier it will be for me to make more profit. So that's all for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and take a look at my positions, my proof. All right, peace out.